I'm not interested in staying married to a middle-aged woman. I'm leaving you, and you have until this weekend to pack up your things and move out.
I spoke to your CEO and told him that we're no longer doing business with his company.
Trouble busters!
I need to hurry. I don't have much time.
Melanie, why is our house such a mess?
Oh, Ted, you're home. Actually, I've been cleaning for hours and the place is starting to look much better than it did.
Why is the house so messy in the first place? Have you been slacking off? How many times do I have to tell you that I want to come home to a tidy house?
I know that, but I was busy.
I might be better off on the streets than this dump. I didn't sign up for this kind of lifestyle. It irritates me when our house is messy.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but
I don't want to hear any excuses.
do you realize that this is all your stuff lying around the house?
That might be true, but as my wife, it's your job to clean up my mess.
Okay, if you say so, but
I can't believe that you're blaming me for this mess.
I just wanted to let you know that it's not easy for me to clean with all these things lying around.
Ugh, I work all day, every day, and this is what I have to come home to? It's not fair. I'm the one paying for your living expenses. It's your job to do the housework. I mean, what do you do all day anyway?
I'm sorry, Ted.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses or complaints until you play your part. I can't believe that I married someone ungrateful like you. If you want me to continue providing for you financially, you should show me some more respect. Get your own job if you're going to continue complaining about your life.
Ted, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry. I'll finish cleaning up this room right away.
If you can finish cleaning this room in under a minute, I'm willing to forgive you.
Under a minute?
Now hurry. You don't have much time left. Too bad. You didn't make it. I hate living in this dump with you. It makes me depressed. I'm going to go out for some drinks.
Ted, wait. Aren't you going to eat the dinner that I prepared for you?
Dinner?
I made you some beef stew, your favorite.
Actually, I had some beef stew for lunch, so I don't want to have stew again for dinner. And I don't think that your stew is going to be better than the one that I had at the restaurant today.
But you're the one that asked me to prepare beef stew for tonight, and you said that you wanted a lot too.
Oh, don't try to blame this on me. You made too much. I can't eat all this. I'm gonna grab some sushi for dinner.
My name is Melanie. I got married recently and quit my job to become a housewife. My husband insisted that I become a housewife. I wasn't used to doing so many household chores by myself, and it wasn't easy. And I felt really lonely because I had no one to talk to. On top of that, Ted didn't come home until late each evening. What? Is this the reason Ted hasn't been coming home early these days? There were times when he didn't come home at all, and I now knew what he had been doing. We hadn't been married for too long. I couldn't believe that Ted was cheating on me. Was I already headed for a divorce?
I'm sorry for the mess. It's usually not this messy.
You have a lovely home. If it makes you feel any better, my place is a big mess.
I'm happy that you think so.
Who was this woman and why was she here?
This is going to be our bedroom.
Ted, what in the world is going on? Why would you bring someone over without telling me first? This is our bedroom. I don't want any guests in here. Is this the loser wife you were telling me about? The one who married you for your money? She's not very pretty, just like you told me.
Right? Can you imagine waking up to this face every day? Melanie, I'm leaving you. I want you to pack up your things and move out by the end of the weekend.
What? How can you spring this on me?
I fell in love with Karen the moment I laid my eyes on her. What a lucky guy I am. Ever since we started working together, work has been great.
I'm the lucky one. I'm so glad that I met you too.
I'm excited to start our new life together.
Hey, what about me?
What about you? Oh, we didn't know that you were still here.
Shouldn't you be getting ready to move out?
I'm not interested in staying married to a middle-aged woman like you. What is that you're wearing? It looks terrible on you. No wonder I'm not attracted to you. Take a look at Karen. Isn't she so beautiful? She has glowing skin unlike you. I can't get over how stunning she is. You two couldn't be any more different from one another.
Hey, don't be so cruel, Ted. Most women are unattractive when compared to me. It's not her fault that she looks this way. How dare you come into my house unannounced and make fun of me like this?
Melanie, I'm the one that paid for this house, remember? I'm allowed to kick you out if I want to. Now that Karen is in my life, I don't need you, Melanie.
Poor Melanie. I'd hate to be in your shoes right now.
Well, you never will be. I would never leave you. I love you too much. I'm going to make sure that you're happy for the rest of your life.
I couldn't believe this. How dare they make a fool out of me? I wasn't going to let them take advantage of me. Fine, Ted. I'll divorce you. Happy now?
Yes, very happy. Oh, this is great. I appreciate you not making this difficult on me.
But please, give me 2 weeks. That's all I ask. I need some time to prepare. Do we have to wait that long?
I want to get divorced as soon as possible so that I can get married to Karen. You do understand that, don't you? More importantly, do you have the right to ask us to wait that long?
Just give me 2 weeks, okay? That's the least you can do for me. Karen, doesn't it bother you that you need to sleep in the bed that I've been using? Don't you want to redecorate with your own furniture? You make a good point, Melanie. I don't want to sleep in your bed and get your germs.
Okay, fine. You can have 2 weeks. Take your belongings with you so we don't need to be reminded that you used to live here.
Yes, I will. That's my last gift to you. I'll take everything with me so you won't even know that we used to be married.
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to finally being able to live in a tidied up house.
Yes, you do that. I'm so tired from my busy day. Hey, Melanie, do you want to fix me something to eat? I'm starving. Karen, I'm not your housekeeper, but Ted said that I could consider you as our housekeeper until you moved out. What an asshole. I feel sorry for you, Melanie. I really do. You used to be so successful when you were still working. Oh, so you remember me then? Of course I do. You taught me everything there is to know about my job, and you were really nice too. Whenever I made any mistakes, you covered for me. But it doesn't always mean that because you're nice, you're successful in life. You're too gullible if you ask me.
Oh, I'm starving. Melanie, what's for dinner tonight?
I'm not your housekeeper. What more do you want from me? It isn't fair.
Well, you're here. You might as well make yourself useful. If you don't want us to kick you out, make us some dinner.
Ted, did you know that Melanie wasn't very nice to me earlier?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. Oh, you poor thing. Melanie, what were you thinking? Taking it out on Karen. If something like this happens again, I'm kicking you out. Karen, let me know if she's mean to you again. I won't allow it.
Thank you for taking such good care of me, Ted. I feel like a princess. I love you so much. From that day on, Karen was a total bitch and she treated me like her servant. I couldn't believe that they were treating me like this. They were such monsters. I only put up with it because I had already come up with a brilliant plan for revenge. Troublebusters. Melanie, there's someone here to see you. They're waiting for you in the living room. Thanks, Mom. You have nothing to worry about. I'll be fine. I'm surprised that you two actually showed up here.
Well, you didn't give us a choice, did you?
It's not something that we could have resolved over the phone, so...
Are you sure that this is the best place to talk, though? I mean, your mother is here.
Well, after you kicked me out, I had to move back in with my mother. We're the only ones here, so we can speak privately.
Well, think about how this makes me feel, though. I don't feel comfortable discussing this in front of your mother. Where's your father, by the way?
He's been out all day. Now let's start our meeting.
Okay, sure. So regarding the project that I'm currently working on...
Yes, I'm listening. You told me that this is a very important project for you.
Yes, that's right. I was wondering why you knew about it, though.
Well, you bragged about it all the time while we were still living together. I think you were talking to Karen about it, but since I was also there, I overheard you.
I see. I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but this project has now been cancelled. I asked my business partner why it was cancelled, but they wouldn't give me a reason. They said it had something to do with you, though.
That's why you were so desperate to talk to me.
Yes.
I had no idea that you were so helpless. I thought that you were a bigger man than this. I guess you were too busy having an affair with Karen to notice all the small details. The business partner that you were referring to earlier is Trouble Corporation, right? Do you want to know why I know this? If you weren't so preoccupied with Karen, you would know that my father is the CEO of Trouble Corporation.
You did tell me that your father has his own business, but you said that it was a small company.
Oh, so you do remember me mentioning it then. I did say that my father's company was fairly well known, though.
I wasn't able to determine that your father's company is Trouble Corporation based on that conversation alone. When you said small business, I thought that your father might be a sole proprietor or something.
Trouble Corporation is super famous. I would have never imagined that Melanie came from a wealthy family. I mean, look at her. Well, we don't like to wear things that make us look rich.
Oh.
Why not? If you have the money, you should dress the part. We value our money and we like to be frugal in our spending. We've raised Melanie to be modest. It looks like your self-esteem is a little too high. We asked Melanie to keep quiet about her father's job title until at least a year had passed after your wedding. We didn't want you marrying Melanie for the family money. But now that I see how your marriage turned out, I realize that we made a wise choice. I'm glad that things worked out in the end. I should have known better than to marry someone like Ted. I spoke to your CEO and told him that we're no longer doing business with his company.
Oh.
What? So don't expect to do any business with Trouble Corporation anytime soon.
You may be your father's daughter, but do you have the authority to do this? I gave Melanie permission to make this decision on my behalf. She told me everything. Now that I know what I know, I don't feel comfortable working with a company that employs someone like you. Melanie's father? I can't believe that you had the nerve to show up at my house.
Dad, where were you all morning?
I was up all night watching movies, and so I was asleep until now.
I see. That's why we missed you at breakfast this morning.
What's going to happen to us now?
Well, I'll let my father decide that. But let me say this. You won't be let off easy.
Oh no.
Do you want to get out of here before this gets any uglier?
Not so fast, you two. It's been a while, Ted, and I don't think that we finished our conversation just yet. I'd like to get to know the new love in your life, too. You both work at the same company that Melanie used to work for, right?
Yes, that's right. Melanie taught me everything there is to know about my job. I'm so grateful.
Ah, so you're grateful, and you repaid her by sleeping with her husband.
It's not like that.
But you're now married to Ted, right?
Actually, we aren't married.
Then why are you here with him today? This is a private meeting. Ted, why did you bring this woman here today if she isn't your wife? Well, we work for the same company and she's a colleague. I asked her to be here for business purposes, nothing more. She's the one that tricked me into sleeping with her. She said that if I did what she asked me to, she would make sure that I succeeded at work.
Ted, what the hell do you think you're doing? Why are you trying to make me look like the bad guy? If anything, you tricked me. I didn't sign up for this. I had no idea that Ted was married to Melanie. I would have never done this had I known.
But that doesn't make it okay for you to date a married man. There are consequences when you do.
I didn't know that he was married. I just found out about this now. Ted proposed to me, but I wouldn't have said yes if I knew that he had cheated on Melanie. I'm telling you, I'm innocent in all this. I didn't think that Ted was such a big liar.
Karen, we know that you're lying. It makes me sad that you would turn on each other so easily. You told me that it was true love. I mean, you rubbed it in my face any chance that you got.
I can't believe that you would treat my precious daughter in this way. I'd like to hear more about what you did to Melanie. Please, hear us out. Well, I don't want to hear any excuses.
I really didn't know that Ted was married.
I don't believe you. Melanie says you're lying, and I have reason to believe her. Now start talking.
My father was furious with Ted and Karen. My father was usually a very nice man, but when he was angry about something, he could be frightening. I hadn't seen your father this angry in a while. Well, you were pretty intimidating yourself. I was trying not to let that side of me show. By the way, what do you plan on doing now that you're divorced? Don't worry, Mom. I have it all planned out. I'm just waiting for the right moment. Look at this. Once I press this button, this gets sent to everyone. Let me just say this. You deserve to be happy. Don't let those clowns mess with you anymore.
Okay, Mom.
What is this? And more importantly, who did this?
Ted, what's going on? Who posted this video of Melanie, Ted, and Karen?
Melanie must have sent this to everyone.
That's Karen in the video, right? Why is she flirting with Melanie's husband, Ted? Isn't that totally inappropriate? It is. How could she do this to Melanie?
Karen might have a pretty face, but her personality is terrible. How could Ted do this to his wife? How can I show myself in the office? I'm so embarrassed. I'm getting fired. Is this really happening to me? This must be a mistake. I'm too valuable to be let go. What is everyone going to do without me?
We'll be just fine, Ted. There are a lot of talented people working here.
Alan, how rude of you to say that. Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
I can't believe you did this to Melanie. She deserves to be happy. I've never met anyone so beautiful. You have terrible taste in women. Melanie's intelligent and funny. On the other hand, Karen is superficial and cunning.
Hey, don't make fun of me, Alan.
Well, it's true. You only got where you were by using your charm. Although I never thought you were charming. I know you also like to take credit for other people's work, but having an affair is a whole new level of evil, even for you. And you should know that you have a lot of enemies at this company.
Shut up, Alan. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to forgive Melanie for posting that video of us.
But things were awkward for Karen at work, and she ended up quitting her job. As for Ted,
I thought that you two had gotten divorced due to irreconcilable differences, but it turns out that it was all your fault. At first, Melanie agreed to be a housewife, but then she started complaining to me about it and I got annoyed.
so you're saying that's the reason why you abused and cheated on her?
I had no idea that that's how she felt about things.
Let me show you a document that Melanie gave me.
What is this?
Don't act like Melanie betrayed you.
I didn't say that.
You can deny it all you want, but we know what you did to Melanie. All we ask is that you pay Melanie the alimony that she so deserves. That's the least you could do for her.
I have to agree with my wife on this one. You owe Melanie. You don't want to make my wife angry. She can be very intimidating, you know. Oh. Also, I want you to return the house that you're currently living in. That was my wedding present to you and Melanie.
I don't know why you lied to Melanie and said that you bought it yourself. You used it against her, too. What is the matter with you? All this lying. You're a very dishonest person.
You have 2 days to vacate the house.
Because of what they had done to me, both Ted and Karen lost their jobs and their homes. As a result, they both tried to move back in with their parents, but their parents wanted nothing to do with them. Ted and Karen stayed together, not for love, because they only had each other now. They could only afford a small shabby apartment and was broke. Oh well, they did this to themselves. I'm sorry for all the chaos that my ex-husband caused here. I'm so happy to be back at work here.
Oh, you don't have to be so formal, Melanie. Keep it casual. We're all excited to work with you again.
Well, thank you for giving me my old job back. It means the world to me.
You're really good at your job. I basically created this position for you. You're perfect for it. The only reason Ted wanted you to be a housewife is because he was intimidated by your skills. He knows that you're much more talented than he is.
You're going to be a much better manager to me than Ted ever was.
Same here. I'm so looking forward to working with you again.
Me too. We're working in the same team, right?
Yes, we are.
I'm so glad. Was it just me, or was Alan just blushing right now?
You can count on me, Melanie. I'm gonna work really hard.
I was so glad to have Alan in my team. Thank you so much, Alan. That means a lot. This is how I ended up back at my old company. My father also offered me a job at his company, but I didn't want to rely on him just yet. I think I made the right choice. This job allows me to work with Alan, which makes me really happy. Trouble Busters!